everyone. Depending on where you are within the country, I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to join me. My name is Zach Shorter, Senior National Marketing Representative here with United Online, United Smart Family Life. And today we are going to discuss the final expense portfolio. We're going to go over the products, go over some of the specs for each product, where your clients will fit best. I won't list all the different health conditions, but the most common ones. If you do come across some that I do not cover, feel free to ask at the end, or if you want to type in your question in the chat mode, feel free, and I'll get those at the end. We'll talk about some of the materials that are available to you, some of the ones that we've had for in the past, and then some newer ones that we've just created and are putting out there. And then also talk about some other tools that we have to help you assist you in helping to manage your book of business. With that, let's go ahead and jump right in. With the final expense portfolio, there are 4 different products. We have the Express Issue Premier Whole Life, the Express Issue Deluxe Whole Life, the Express Issue Whole Life, which is our 2-year grace benefit, and our Guaranteed Issue Whole Life, which is a 3-year greatest benefit. And those 4 products consist of our final expense portfolio. We're going to go ahead and start with our Express Issue Premier. We're going to go in order from healthiest to least healthy, and just go over some of the specs here. One advantage that we have before I even begin with the products is that with this final expense portfolio, you should not have to walk away from a sale based upon your client's health condition. These 4 products are meant to cover anyone from someone who's very healthy all the way down to uninsurable. The only time you would really have to walk away is just due to their age, if they don't fit within our age criteria for the product that they'd be able to qualify for, or that's really basically it. So with that, the Express Issue Premier, this is going to be for someone who is pretty healthy. He has some minor health conditions. Issue ages here are 20 to 80, and one of the themes that you'll see with the final expense portfolio is that the issue age ranges are, it's a wider age range than a lot of our competitors. Some may only go to 40, 45, or 50. We'll potentially go all the way down to 20 or 25, depending on their health condition. So, with that, our face amounts anywhere from a minimum of 5,000 to potentially up to 100,000 for someone who's in pretty health condition, depending on their age. This product only has a 2-year look-back period. So, if they have health conditions such as controlled hypertension, high cholesterol that's also controlled, or even a type 2 diabetic, some people control their diabetes with control medication or just by watching their diet, they'll be able to qualify for this. And this is a day 1 immediate death benefit product. So this is where if you come across somebody who's in pretty good health condition, you would definitely want to go into it thinking, okay, let's shoot for the Premier, just because, one, it's going to have the higher maximum face amount, and it's also going to be the most affordable out of the 4. Next, we have the second tier, which is the Express Issue Deluxe. Issue age ranges, still the same. Now, the nice thing about this is, and I'm going to point this out right off the bat, because it definitely piques a lot of interest out of our sales force, you, the agent. This is a product meant for moderate health conditions. So, your insulin-dependent diabetics, those who may be disabled, regardless of age, or maybe declined, may have been declined in the past with another carrier, that's not going to automatically knock them out if they've been, declined within the past years. That's fine. You still will have the opportunity to qualify for the Express Issue Deluxe, and it's an immediate death benefit product. So, with these 2 plans, whether it's a type 2 diabetic or it's an insulin-dependent diabetic, regardless of the 2, which one it is, As long as there aren't any other major complications due to diabetes, you will be able to qualify for day one coverage, immediate death benefit, with our company. Now, it's not going to be graded. I just wanted to point that out again. It's not graded. Regardless of whether they're insulin dependent or not, they will be able to qualify, barring any other health conditions, major problems, for immediate death benefit around that. Minimum face amount here is still $5,000. Maximum is $50,000. So even though they may be an insulin dependent diabetic, they still will be able to get potentially up to $50,000. Next, we have the Express Issue Whole Life. Minor change with the issue age will come down to 25 on this, still up to 80. For this plan, this is the third year. It's still in the table 16, so you're looking at clients that have some pretty significant health conditions. This is probably going to be the best fit for them. So if they have dementia, Alzheimer's, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, or if they've been 1 year removed from heart attack, stroke, heart surgery, meaning a major heart surgery, or cancer with no major treatment since their diagnosis, this is the best fit for them. So this is a graded death benefit. As I mentioned, it's for 2 years. So how does that work exactly? Well, in year one, if your client were to pass away within the first year of policy life, the client would get return of premium plus 12% interest. Second year works very similarly, except it's 24% interest instead of 12%. And then lastly, we have our guaranteed issue whole life. Issue age is here a little bit more restrictive, but still quite flexible, 45 to 75. Face amounts, though, are going to be 5 as a minimum or 10,000 as the maximum. And it's also a graded death benefit. And it's 2 to 3 years for this plan. So for year one, it's return of premium plus 6%. Year two, it's return of premium plus 12%. And then year three, it's return of premium plus 18%. And this is a true guaranteed issue plan. No health questions are asked whatsoever to the client for this product. So this is where your uninsurable, those who are in really bad health condition, are going to go. Now this plan is unlike any of the others that we have in the final expense portfolio, or really any of the products that we have, in that we do have a product mix requirement for the guaranteed issue whole life. And that is that the ratio of guaranteed issue whole life sales to non-guaranteed issue whole life sales must not exceed 25% of the total business. So it's really 1 out of every 4 that you sell. Guaranteed issue also would include our accidental death plan, our Protect Your AD. Since there are no health questions, just an application question, that will not count in your ratio. So 1 out of every 4 can be the guaranteed issue whole life. Now, I must mention that at the beginning, especially for those who are newly contracted with us, it's possible that your first 2 clients may be in pretty bad health condition and can only qualify for our guaranteed issue whole life. That's fine. We'll go ahead. We're not going to do anything. We'll accept both of those applications, no problem. However, you'll want to watch that ratio closely from that point on, just to make sure that the only product that you're selling is not just the guaranteed issue whole life, that there are others. So once you sell 2, that's fine. I've been told that's not a problem at all. Just from that point on, work to make sure that that ratio is not more than 25%. And then here's a quick snapshot of the portfolio for our final expense. Going from left to right, you're going to be kind of opposite in the direction that we went. On the left, you're going to start with those who are the least healthy, and then the right, the healthiest. And as you can see, with these 4 products, as I mentioned earlier, you should not have to walk away from your client from a sale due to the fact that of whatever health condition that they're in. Like I said, the only reason that you may not be able to have them apply for a product is just due to their age. So we'll go all the way up to 100,000 depending on the product. Our issue age ranges are very reasonable. 20 or 25 to 80 typically, or if it's a direct issue, 45 to 75. So a lot of flexibility in this portfolio and a lot of use. This is where we get a majority of our sales. I hear quite often from Salesforce, you the agent, that this is a very competitive portfolio. It's priced right. The underwriting criteria is very reasonable. In many cases, more liberal than most of our competitors, and that definitely helps for sure. So these floor plans should definitely help you with your final expense needs. Just some general information from here on. Load factors, they're still the same as they have been for the past couple of years. In most cases, you're going to be looking at monthly EFT, so 0.087. Still have the typical non-tobacco, tobacco rate classes, and then the policy fee is $50. The only time you have to really worry about that is if you're doing manual calculations. And it's spread throughout the 12 months, so it's not, if you're paying monthly, 1 month's premium is not going to be drastically higher than the rest. So the policy fee is spread out throughout the 12-month period, and it's fully commissionable, so it's part of your commission that you're paid. There are a few riders and benefits that are available for these plans. For the Premier Deluxe, you have a child rider that's available up to $20,000 worth of child term rider coverage, as long as it does not exceed the base policy amount. For instance, if you had a $10,000 policy on a parent, you could get no more than $10,000 for a child term rider. That's $25 annually per $5,000 unit, and that covers all children, regardless of whether it's one child or 10 children. It's going to be $25 per $5,000 annually for all children. Just one cost, I guess you could say. Actual death benefit, minimum of $10,000 available for both the Premier and Deluxe. It essentially goes up to $100,000. Again, here, the actual death benefit rider cannot exceed, at least the rider face amount cannot exceed the base policy face amount. And then there's also a terminal illness benefit rider. That's of no cost. It's just part of the policy. And that is if a insured becomes terminally ill within 12 months of the given date of the expected passing, they'll be able to take out the death benefit early to help assist in payment of medical costs. And that's 93%. We'll keep 7% as a fee, and you'll be able to take 93% out right then and there. And those are the 3 riders that are available for the Premier Deluxe. For the Express Issue Whole Life, these 3 riders are of no cost, and they're part of the plan. As long as the face amount is $10,000 or more, these 3 riders automatically kick in. The first is the no-cost identity theft benefit. So if the proposed insured were to have their identity stolen, as long as they're able to provide a police report or paperwork that they're handling it, they'll be able to send that to us, and we'll waive 3 months worth of premium so that they can help take care of business. I know sometimes that it can take much longer than 3 months to get everything put back in order, but we're more than happy to assist in waiving premium for those 3 months just to help provide a cushion of assistance while they get everything cleaned up. Next is the hospital stay benefit, the extended hospital stay benefit. If the proposed insured is hospitalized for 20 consecutive days or longer, again, provide proof and we'll waive 3 months worth of premium while everything gets taken care of. And then lastly, the common carrier accidental death benefit. If the client is killed in basically public transportation or parenting plane, train, taxi, there's double indemnity. So the death benefit would be twice the policy face amount. So if there's a $25,000 face amount on the policy, then it would be $50,000 that they would get. And with our final expense plan, you'll see the tagline. It's what we know, it's all we do. Really simplified issue. .net covers all the products that we offer. Everything that we offer is simplified issue .net. And with that, we try to simplify the process as much as possible. Meaning, no pyramid, no exams, no fluids testing, and no APSs, no attending physician statements. All we require is the application completely filled out and a personal history interview with an MID, which is an IntelliScript prescription drug database check. Both of those are done during the personal history interview. And that personal history interview really only takes, depending on the product that your client's applying for, may take anywhere from 6 to 8, maximum of 12 minutes. All final expense products on one application, and apps may be taken over the phone, via fax, and internet. At this point in time, we still require a wet signature. So if you do sales over the telephone, via fax or internet, not in person, you would still need to obtain a wet signature, whether that's scan an email to them, sign and sent back, fax, sign and sent back. That's fine. It doesn't have to be the actual signature. If it's a photocopy of a signature, meaning they sign the application, fax back to you, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and submit that. We will not have a problem with that at all. And let's talk about some of the materials that are available to you to help with expense sales. It's always very handy to have some assistance when you're out on those sales calls. It is almost impossible to remember everything that you need to at the spur of the moment when you're asked a question. We have two different pieces that will be of great help to you while you're on your appointment. Our product portfolio is a front and back piece that will have all the specs of each of our products, not just final expense, but term and Excel as well. In addition to underwriting guidelines, a bill chart, and a brief explanation of a lot of different things going on that has to do with the underwriting side. We also have an underwriting terminology and definition marking piece that will be of great help to you, especially if your client gives you a specific condition on the application. It'll ask if they have liver disease. It won't list out necessarily the exact condition that's grouped into liver disease. So we've listed the ones that we're looking for on this piece. And for instance, liver disease, cirrhosis, and hepatitis. Those are the two that are listed. Those are the two that we're looking for. If they have some sort of liver disease that is not one of those two, then you're fine. Just to give you an example. And we have plenty of flyers to help. We have door hangers if you want to, if you're out walking a neighborhood and especially if you're in a independent senior community, you can leave those door hangers behind. You can either put your business card in and die cut, be able to put your business card in, or you can have them customized with personal information on there printed just by going to our customized marketing material website that's available in the materials on our website. Just go there, follow the link, and it'll take you to our customizable marketing materials store. Same thing for all of our flyers and the postcard. All of these are available to you. Generics can be ordered directly from us. If you want them customized, you'll need to go to the customizable marketing materials site and order them there. Some of the newer ones that we've released here in the recent past, we have a memorial guide, which is called The Next Steps. It's a little trifold brochure that will allow the insured to list who to call, what funeral home they want to use, basically giving their loved ones, their family, their marching orders, so to speak, who to call in the event of their death, who to contact in the event of their death, how to handle everything. We also have a value of life insurance made simple brochure, which is just a quick five-fold brochure letting the policy owner and the proposed insured know just why it's so important to have life insurance. I mean, we're all going to die at some point. It's a matter of how in the world are you going to pay for the final expenses when the time comes of your passing. And it just goes into a lot of details as you get some stats, just a bunch of very vital information to leave behind after your sale, in an attempt to make sure conservation ratios are higher, just to help you keep your business on the books. And then we have the whole life insurance for diabetic door hanger. That's not recently, but it's within the past year that we've released it to the general public. Same thing, it's available on our customizable marketing material site for order. And then as far as support, besides being able to contact me anytime during business hours, or anybody here, you have direct access to our entire home office. If you need to speak to an underwriter, feel free to call an underwriter. If you need to speak to somebody in your business, if you need to speak to me, or so you need some marketing, or someone in contracting, by all means, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are more than willing to help you in any way that we can. I'll get my personal contact information out in just a moment at the end of the presentation, so that you will be able to contact me if you do have any questions. But beyond that, our website is a very robust website. There's a lot of different tools on there to help you manage your book of business, a lot as far as the back office is concerned. Anytime you need applications on the fly, right then and there, you happen to run out, you didn't notice, and you can't wait until the supplier comes, you're more than welcome to download and print it off. Any of the applications are there, same for brochures, any of our marketing materials. We have production and commission updates on a daily basis, especially if it's a pending application. The status of those applications are updated three times a day, I believe. So it's almost real time. You also have production if you want to see how many apps you submitted, how many have been written, submitted, paid, issued. All that information is available to you, not only on a monthly basis, but on a yearly basis as well. And then we have a very handy quick quoting engine that's available not just on your desktop or laptop, but also on your smartphones. There's a link to that on the home page of our website. By using your smartphone or your tablet, you can go to that site and save that as an icon onto your phone as a favorite, or on what I call the desktop of the phone for lack of better terminology. It does not require a password, so you can immediately bring it up at any time. And then there are also training webinars just like this to be able to watch and listen if you need a quick refresher, or if you've got some new agents that you're bringing on board. If you're a new agent yourself and want to, hit the ground running right away, no need to wait for webinars upcoming. You want to watch, feel free at any time. They're available to you 24/7. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions. I do believe I saw some come up while I was presenting. I do have a couple different questions here. One pertaining to the guaranteed issue. As I mentioned, there are no health questions on the application. No need to ask any if you know that they're going to be on that type of a basis. But as far as tracking the 25% ratio, how do you do that? There are, on the website, under My Policies and Production, either one, but it'll be easier to track it on my policies. It'll list everything that you've written in the past 12 months, and we're working on getting that extended far beyond 12 months. But for the moment, it's just 12 months. You'll be able to see which plans you've written, and it'll basically give you an idea of how close you are. It's not a hard and fast 25%, but just to keep it easy, we're all about simple. We just say 25%. If it's 30, no big deal. Just as long as it's very close to 25%, not much higher, nothing to worry about. How do you get a copy of summary of the products? All of our published marketing material is available under marketing support materials on our website. Everything is downloadable from there. If you see something you like that you think would be very helpful to you, there will be a supplier requisition form on the website as well. You can fill that out and send it to us, and we'll fulfill that order and send it right out to you ASAP. And then again, another question that we had, what about cancer look back? If it's within 1 year of their diagnosis or a major procedure, it's going to be a guaranteed issue. If it's 1 to 2 years from diagnosis without major treatment, it's going to be an express issue whole life. If it's 2 years or out, without it, from the diagnosis, without any treatment, major treatment, you can go as high as the Premier. While I wait for additional questions to come in, let me go ahead and give you my personal contact information. If you do have any questions, it doesn't necessarily have to be about marketing, about final expense, it could be about any of the products that we have. Any questions that you may have, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information, you can either do it by phone or email. My phone number here is 800-428-3001. My personal extension is 7187. Email address is Zach, Z-A-C-H, shorter, S-H-O-R-T-E-R, at UnitedHomeLife.com. Feel free to reach out to me either way. If I'm not at my desk, feel free to leave a message. I will return it as soon as possible. If you also want to send me an email as well, as I do have email access on me via my iPad the entire day, and I do check that quite often. Anytime I get a chance, real quick to check my email, I can respond sometimes much faster that way. You can contact me both ways if you like, that's fine. My extension again is 7187, so it's the main number with 7187. So yeah, like I said, feel free to ask any question about anything. If I do not know the answer, I will get it for you, or I will put you in touch with someone that I know knows the answer. So we'll get you that answer one way or the other. Are there any other questions today? Good question. I like this question because it would be helpful. Which product sells the best? The top seller is usually going to be the Express Issue Premier, followed by the Express Issue Whole Life, followed by the Express Issue Deluxe. Now, it's not necessarily going to be that way for you. The biggest seller is always going to change based upon demographic, and just the region that you're in the States. That's typically what I've seen over the years. Any other questions for me today? Like I said, if you can't think of any questions right now, but something comes up later, feel free to give me a ring or send me an email, either one. Well, I don't see any other questions coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude today's webinar. Again, thank you very much for joining me today. Join me next time in 2 weeks for the Conservation webinar. This will be very helpful, I would